Grifols, we've pioneered the research of blood and the therapeutic properties of plasma since 1909. Thanks to donors, we develop plasma-derived medicines that help millions of patients globally. We also offer a comprehensive portfolio of solutions designed to enhance transfusional safety, as well as tools and services that help healthcare professionals efficiently deliver expert medical care. A legacy of more than a century of innovation empowers us to design in-house technological solutions and build state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities recognized widely for their excellence. Since the beginning, ethical leadership, social commitment, and a passion for science have paved our journey. As we continue to grow, we work to find new solutions to the healthcare challenges of the 21st century and remain committed to our mission of improving the health and well-being of people around the world.
Every day is different. Sometimes you want to cut loose, sometimes you just want to chill. Wouldn't it be great to have a workout to match your mood? I'm Valvet Quince, and I've put together a series of exercise videos called HFit. Each workout has a different vibe, so you can pick the one that fits how you feel today. Knowing I've kept in mind the needs of people with hemophilia. Get fit, stay fit with HFit at hfit.com.
Honey, get the sanitizer. We have contacts from the outside world. Let's wear it. Yeah. It's shoot day. Bun, bun, bun. Don't need this anymore. You know, since we shot season 1 of Challenge Accepted, life has changed a little bit for all of us. And while the fans have been clamoring for us to do a reunion show, we can't exactly reunite. However, as we've learned, right, the Hemophilia A community is never one to back down from a challenge. And I am not either. Here, buddy, quick trick. Check this out. Sweet relief. Don't worry, this only lasts for a few minutes. Usually. Why don't we take a look back at season 1 of Challenge Accepted? Ah, what a magical time.
This is one of those filtration straws.
We cried a little, laughed a lot, put some miles on the old minivan, started some fashion trends, and of course, made some new friends. I wonder if they miss me. I said, I wonder if they miss me. Oh, my bad. I had you guys on mute. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Justin. Stay there.
Welcome to the Challenge Accepted Home Reunion. In season 1 of Challenge Accepted, we met real, everyday people putting the real, everyday challenges of living with hemophilia to the test. And now, with these extra challenges that all of us are facing, we're reuniting from the comfort and safety of our homes to slow the spread and protect those most vulnerable to COVID-19. We are virtually getting the band back together to reminisce and see how everyone's doing. Let's begin with our season 1, episode 1 guinea pigs, Jessica and Mark. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, hello. I can imagine that you often put their needs ahead of your own. And you tell me, has it been a while since you've had a date night, just the two of you?
We get to go out sometimes.
It sounds like you guys are overdue for a romantic evening. So we've arrived at the Atrium.
What was it like having a night all to yourselves when we shot your episode?
It was amazing. It was so cool. The restaurant was beautiful. We had such a great time cooking with you and with Graham. It was just really a neat experience.
Which makes me wonder, what was how good was that dish you guys made with Graham?
It was unbelievable. You know, what we were treated to that night was the steak and the sizzle. Graham brought the steak and you were the sizzle.
That's right.
So we got a 2-for-1. It was fun.
I'm really good at pretending to cook and making ketchup disappear.
Yeah, I still can't believe that trick. It was amazing.
You also produced a random waiter, I think.
I did.
Tricky, most people can't do that.
I wish he was here now just to help with the chores.
Oh, amen.
You work so hard, I'm sure, just to give the kids normalness, you know? And I think it's really nice for people to understand that a lot goes into normal, you know, when you're dealing with hemophilia.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great point.
And I think when you have a newborn diagnosed with hemophilia, you look at that journey and it looks like you have to climb Mount Everest. It looks like this huge insurmountable journey, but what you don't realize is that there are people that will guide you and that you'll meet people that will help you. And they've been there. And then when you get to the top or when you're close and you turn back and you look at how far you've come, it's really powerful.
It's very powerful. And I think new parents who are faced with this insurmountable Mount Everest will look to you and Mark and the other people as a part of Challenge Accepted, I think, to kind of give that roadmap. I think it provides hope and confidence and a little peace of mind that you're not alone.
I was told at a young age that if you treat everybody you meet as if they're in trouble or struggling, you'll be right most of the time.
And it's so easy to forget that and to take that for granted, you know, because we're so caught up in our own life. But yeah, everyone's fighting a battle that we don't know anything about. Jessica, Mark, thank you for not only kicking off season 1, but kicking off the reunion special.
Thank you so much.
Great to see you again.
So good to see you.
Yeah, our pleasure.
You helped break the ice here. We're getting nice and warmed up. Let's maybe go talk to Taylor next. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Justin. How's it going?
It's good to see you. Listen, I have an idea here. All good reunion shows have an element of drama, okay? People love drama. So if you want your stage time, you're going to have to earn it by arm wrestling Mark. Mark, you down for that?
Oh yeah, challenge accepted.
You've been training your whole life for this. Okay, get limbered up, face one another. Okay, get ready.
What's wrong, Mark? Your hands seem kind of sweaty.
Yeah, it's because I licked him.
Here we go.
My back.
On the count of 3, wrestle. 1, 2, 3, wrestle.
He started before Justin said go.
Taylor, well done. Victorious. It's so good to see you, dude. How you been?
I've been good, but that's the most exercise I've gotten in a while.
You really got out of your comfort zone in your episode, and I think a lot of people were able to relate to that.
Are you ready to try a new experience?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's that bug on the end of your stick. Bottoms up.
What have you done since we filmed that day that that kind of continued that streak? That things that you don't think you would have tried before.
I went out of the country for the first time in my life, and I lived there for a semester.
Where'd you go?
I went to Spain,
That's amazing.
the motherland, La Madre Patria.
Was that like kind of a big leap that you don't think you necessarily would have, I don't know, had the confidence or the comfort level to do before?
To be perfectly honest, yes. The idea of leaving the country at all kind of scared me, especially with logistics and supplies and whatnot.
Taylor, you got to spend so much time with Cody that day, and not everything that happened, of course, made it on screen. Like, what's a moment or some advice that you shared with him that you can kind of share with us, a little peek behind the curtain?
So Cody also gave me a really good pep talk behind the scenes about even not just not being afraid to go out of your comfort zone, but to not be afraid to live your life with complete integrity in everything you do, from your career to your hobbies to your home life.
Wow.
So that's probably my favorite memory.
Once all this self-isolation that we're all going through is over, what's the next big leap?
Hopefully I could be something akin to a camp counselor, but for first-year students. And maybe I can use the tips Cody gave me in assisting with those duties.
And you're kind of in quarantine with your mom there as well?
Yes, my mom's still here.
I'm sure she loves having all this Taylor time, yeah? Or blink twice if you need to be rescued.
I love it. I enjoy every moment of it.
Were you nervous about Taylor going abroad for a semester to Spain?
I was, but we did a lot of research and everything turned out okay.
I mean, you must have been so proud of him kind of just getting out of his comfort zone.
Absolutely. Yes, because he had never gone away from me. He was always with me pretty much. He was my sidekick for the longest time, or I was his sidekick. But things turned out for the best, and I'm glad he went.
Taylor, really, really good to catch up with you, man. I'm really proud of you. Well, let's move right along and say hello to Devin.
You're Devin.
Yes.
I'm Justin.
Nice to meet you.
I think hemophilia does give you great coping skills. It's important to have somebody to share that you can confide in.
I think it's really, really important to prepare for the future so that I'm not afraid of it.
What's up, Devin?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, considering all the weird things happening in the world.
True.
I see a dog bed behind you. Where's your dog?
She's right here. I'm petting her.
Yeah, how's she handling all this self-isolation?
She's loving it. It's not really a big deal for her. You can see her little nose down here.
I do see her nose there. What a cutie. So, Devin, with all this free time, cooped up at home, I predict, I don't know, you've been playing a lot of video games?
Yeah, lots of time to perfect my styles. It's been great.
Oh, yes. How would you describe your gaming style if you had to give it an adjective?
Ooh. Intense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see that. So, Devin, what did you learn from Mark about your own bleeding disorder? What were your takeaways?
He reaffirmed how joint health and hemophilia health persist, and it might get more complicated. And as complicated as it can get, There are ways to get around it, and there are ways to get to the end of the tunnel, and make sure you're healthy and happy. And then as I kind of learned more about Mark, I realized how much of a leader he is in our community. And so I was taken aback because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I am realizing how disconnected I am from my group. And now I'm in the presence of somebody who's done so much, and I just was processing that all at the same time. So it was really exciting, but overwhelming.
What were you thinking at this moment? Take a look.
A lot of people beat themselves up. They get emotionally hard on themselves when they have a bleed. They think they did something wrong. I think one of the difficult things actually to overcome is it's not something you did wrong. Bleeds are going to happen. But with the right treatment plan and with the right attitude, life can be good.
I still I can't help but get emotional because it feels like that's such a real part of me that I don't really give any attention to. So when it came out there, it was really nice. Like there are moments in life where your brain saves those and kind of plays them back for you to remind you of who you are, and that's one that for sure will be in my head forever. I love that because when he said it's not your fault, I think that's exactly what I needed to hear from somebody who has that experience, because I don't have the experience to know if everybody else thinks that, but I can guess that they do. It's hard not to put that whole burden onto yourself consistently when you're going through issues with your health.
It's so good to see you and catch up with you.
You too, Justin.
Why don't we use this opportunity here to ask some questions of everybody all at once? Where'd everybody go? Do I smell someone making a sandwich? That does look like a delicious sandwich. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. Now that we're all rested and fed, what I was saying was, why don't we have some questions for everybody? I think it'd be really fun to hear everyone chime in and really get to know each other finally. I'm curious, when you guys finally got to watch each of your own episodes, was there anything that kind of made you cringe that you did or just felt a little embarrassing? You're like, wow, gosh, I can't believe I said that or did that. Devin, you're nodding.
Yeah, and I showed a clip of a video that I posted to YouTube where I was ranting about I was trying to break the wall of you guys, I have a disease. And so seeing that back in this context, I was like, oh my God, I didn't think it would be seen like this. So it was a little cringy, but it was what it was. And I love it for what it is.
A scene where we're in the minivan and we're talking about how Jessica and I met, and the camera is sort of positioned low in the middle of the car, and it's projecting up towards my body, but my seatbelt is totally hugging in my gut. So my gut is shaking in the minivan like a bowl of Jell-O, and I just couldn't take my eyes away. And it was the longest scene too. It was the most talking I did in the whole episode, and I'm like, man, look at that thing just jiggle.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, see,
I didn't.
That's right.
How do you feel that being on the show has brought you closer to the hemophilia community?
Just feeling seen and getting, maybe this will open a lot of more doors for me to connect with way more people than I would have otherwise. And so it's happened a little with this project. I'm just really excited to see what other doors open and how many other people I'm able to meet.
I realized that by being on the show, we all also have a responsibility to set a good example for those who are going to come after us.
For me, I think watching the stories of other young men with hemophilia, like my son, has been really helpful because I was able to see how their lives have been different and how they have struggled in different ways, and to have empathy for them and to honor their journey.
And Mark, have you met other fathers because of the show in the community that that you've created a new bond with?
Yeah, I mean most of the time I'm known as that guy married to Jessica. Anyway, so this has brought me a little more notoriety. But I think for me, what's been really interesting is to look at Taylor and Devin, and they're kind of where my oldest kid's going to be in a few years, right? And it's been interesting for me to put myself in my oldest son's kind of mind and be like, oh yeah, well maybe he has, similar questions and, similar struggles. And, as I talk to people about that, that's where my mind goes next, is the next transition for my kids.
Devin, Taylor, what advice would you give Mark?
I think that, the first most important thing is, of course, for them to develop their own accountability. And I think as parents, of course, the best thing you guys can do is be that resource that can back them up. Let's say they're going through a hard time or whatever. I know you guys will, help them out. That's, I think, the most important thing.
I love that.
So good catching up with all of you. People at home, keep an eye out for Challenge Accepted Home Reunion Part 2, where we're going to catch up with the cast from the rest of Season 1, and then, of course, in true reunion fashion, we're going to get to see everyone from the entire cast mercilessly grill one another. In the meantime, I've got a little work to attend to. Important busy work here. Nothing to see.
Hey, ho, everybody get up. Everybody get up.
To understand the science behind gene therapy research, we first need to understand the roles of genes. Genes are inside all of the trillions of cells that make up the human body. Think of genes as instruction manuals that tell the body how to make proteins such as blood clotting factors. Sometimes there are changes in genes that affect a person's health. These are called mutations. In hemophilia, when the F8 or F9 gene has a mutation, it makes limited, dysfunctional, or no factor VIII or factor IX clotting protein. This results in delayed or deficient clot formation and the potential for increased bleeding. Now that you understand the basic genetics behind hemophilia, you might wonder if there's a way to address hemophilia at its source, the gene. In fact, investigational gene therapy, an approach that aims to do just that, is being researched in hemophilia right now. Explore the science of gene therapy research at hemophiliaforward.com. Today, many clinical trials are underway to evaluate investigational gene therapy and its potential application for hemophilia. The goal of this research is to evaluate a transition in the treatment experience, aiming to move from recurrent treatment interventions with highs and lows in clotting factor levels to a potential single or infrequent intervention. The idea is to move to a continuously expressed factor level, with the hope of preventing spontaneous bleeding episodes. The goal of investigational gene therapy is to address hemophilia at its source, the gene. One approach being studied is to deliver a new, functional copy of a gene into the cell by a vector with the aim of producing blood clotting factors. You might be wondering, what is a vector? A vector is a modified virus. By removing the viral genetic information, the new functional gene can be placed inside the viral-based shell for transport. Once delivered into the body by IV infusion, the vector can travel to its target, the liver cells. If transferred into liver cells successfully, the new functional gene is intended to provide the correct instructions for making factor VIII or factor IX clotting protein. Safety and efficacy have not been established, Studies of investigational gene therapy are ongoing and participants continue to be followed. So it is important to speak with your healthcare team, ask questions, and be informed. Explore the science of gene therapy research at hemophiliaforward.com.
Kedrion Biopharma produces and distributes plasma-derived products to treat rare diseases such as hemophilia and primary immunodeficiencies. Plasma comes from people, donors, who contribute their precious gift so others, people they most often never know, can live better lives. We act as a bridge between donors and patients by turning plasma into life-saving therapies to serve patients all over the world. Kedrion is headquartered in Italy, with subsidiaries in Europe, the US, Latin America, and Asia. We own manufacturing plants in Italy, Hungary, and the US, and through KedPlasma, we operate state-of-the-art plasma collection centers in the United States and Hungary. Kedrion is the world's 5th player and Italy's first in the field of plasma-derived products. In Italy, we partner the national health system in its self-sufficiency program. At a global level, we distribute in approximately 100 countries, and we are market leaders for specialty treatments, including those used to prevent Rh sensitization. Kedrion started as a small family company, strongly connected to the communities where its people live and work. For us, social responsibility has always been a matter of being a good neighbor. Over the years, while expanding worldwide, we have maintained our role of bridging communities from the local to the global level. Innovation means contributing to improve the quality of life of people affected by rare diseases. Every day, we cooperate with patient and donor organizations, supporting projects that make a difference. We invest in scientific research and disease awareness. We work to broaden access to plasma therapies globally. Every day, we strive to keep life flowing.